Hey guys, Amber here with Heritage Hollow Homestead, and I am just really in the fall mood today. It's just been one of those rainy fall days. I feel like I could be in the mood for some chili this evening. It just seems like a good day for a big pan of chili. And while I am making it, I thought, well, I'll just go and make a video. I'll show you how I make my chili. Super simple, it's really good, a little spicy. So I am just going to go ahead. I've already got my meat cooking. I'm just going to turn this around and get right into it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using first. And that is, I'll show you here really close. Okay, so I am going to be using a can of Chili Magic. Let me get this over here and show you what it looks like. Bush's Chili Magic. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to be using just any brand of mixed chili beans. A package of chili seasoning mix. A whole onion. These are kind of small, so I'm using two, but ideally just one whole chopped onion. A can of, I can never find the camera here, of Rotel. I got the hot. It's a little spicier, but if you don't like it quite as spicy, you could get the original or the mild. One larger can of Bush's just regular chili beans here. Okay. These are the pinto beans. This is 1 pound, 11 ounces, so this is the larger can of that. And a quart of canned tomatoes. And I'm going to drain some of this extra juice. Oh, let's bring you up here a little bit. Alright, so I have 1 pound of beef that I've defrosted, and I have that in the pan with a little bit of oil. I want to cook that. So 1 pound of ground beef, and then as soon as that starts to get done, I'm going to add my onion. So I'm going to chop my onion up and add that. Get ready to add that. Okay. Bring you over here a little bit closer. All right, so this ground beef is very lean, so I'm actually going to have to add a little bit extra oil to it so that it won't stick to my pan here. And I am cooking my beef and my onions in a cast iron skillet, but I will not be actually cooking my chili in the cast iron skillet because any type of tomato based sauce is going to just eat through your cast iron. I have learned that the hard way. So once the meat and onions are done, then I will transfer this over to a larger pot, and I will finish cooking it with that. So I'm going to go chop up my onions, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I got my onion chopped here. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there here in just a moment. Just added a little bit of extra oil to this. Finish getting this meat cooked up here. So, move this out here a little bit. Alrighty, I am still going to have to add a little bit more oil to my meat here really quick because this meat is just very lean. This is something I am not used to, which is great. It's great for you, but in this case I want a little bit extra oil, so I'm going to add a little more oil there. And we're just going to keep chopping that out, and yeah, so I've been in the mood for chili really for the last week or so, but today was just a really rainy, yucky day, and I was like, today is the day. I usually try to keep all this stuff is usually just in our pantry and ready Chili's like one of those go-to comfort foods, so I try to just buy enough to make several batches of it. And that way, anytime I need something extra to make or someone's coming over at the last minute, something like that for supper, we can always just make a big pan of chili and feed a lot of people. I will say, the amounts that I just showed to make this pot of chili, well, there's 4 of us and it will feed us for 2 days. We'll usually eat it, well, I'll eat it tonight for supper. Weird, strange fact, I'd like to know if anybody else does this, but we eat our chili with rice. Does anybody else do that? If you haven't, you should totally try it, just white rice. Really good. A really great way to stretch it out a little further too. And then we will eat chili tomorrow for lunch with like a hot dog or something. So this is technically plenty to feed like 8 people a good sized bowl of chili. But if you were feeding a lot of people, just double like everything. That's pretty good, so I'm going to add my onion. And to me, meat and onions are just like, oh, that's the best smell in the world. You could add your onion, you don't have to add it in with your meat, but your onions are not going to get as soft, they're not going to have as much flavor in the overall, so I always add my onions to my meat. You don't have to do that, or if you forget to do that, you can always just add it in the pot. But I love the smell of just meat and onions cooking together. I love onions. I could eat onions every single day. I know that may sound weird, but I love, love, love peppers and onions. One thing I'm not doing today, but you totally could do, and I really like to do this, is add a jalapeno pepper chopped up and a green pepper. You could chop that up really fine and add that in here right now with your meat. I'm not doing that. I just didn't have either one of those on hand, but yeah, you can totally do that. And I'm going to go ahead and salt this meat pretty well. So I probably will not add any salt to the chili because of the seasoning packet I already have. It has salt in it. Alright, so I'm going to salt this really well. Okay, and while this is going to finish cooking, I'm just going to add all the other ingredients to one big pot, and I'm going to drain the extra just watery part of the juice off of my canned tomatoes. And you can probably tell here, there's just like that layer of like extra, little bit extra. I'm not going to drain a whole bunch off. Like I canned these in their own juices. I didn't add water to it when I canned my tomatoes. So there's not going to be a lot of extra just watery stuff, but the little bit there is, I'm going to drain that off really quick. Let me move you back here a little bit. Okay. Get a big pot right there. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on so it can even start to get hot. And to add these. Sometimes I also trade this out if I don't have one of these. I trade out the mixed beans for kidney beans. I rinse my kidney beans first, and then I will add this. But that's what we got today. So I'm going to add that just the way it is. And my can of Rotel. Something on my to-do list is to start to can my own Rotel, but I cannot find the right kind of peppers to make my own homemade Rotel with this year. I cannot find those anywhere. I cannot find those at the time when I had tomatoes, and like that day when I was going to can tomatoes, I was going to make some homemade Rotel dip out of my fresh tomatoes. But that's still on my to-do list. I have a whole freezer full of whole tomatoes that I got to can. So this is still on my list of things to use those for. So stay tuned, maybe we'll do that sometime in the next few weeks. So I'm going to add this in. And I'm going to open this, and this right here is the good stuff. They have a hot one too. This is just the mild. add that one. A little bit of sauce. Trying to keep my space clean there. And then I'm going to add this big can. You know, you could also use pinto beans that were left over. You just need to rinse them really well. But you're not, this has a chili sauce on it, so you're going to get a little more chili flavored. But if you had leftover pinto beans, I've done that also before. You could totally just rinse them off and use that. Alrighty, we got this. So that is what these are. So because it is just pinto beans. Now I'm going to go fill this can up with water and add that. Okay, so I filled this almost all the way up. I'm going to add that. And now I'm going to add my seasoning packet. You can add, you know, McCormick or whatever, just a chili seasoning mix, a whole package of it. Okay. And I'm going to go drain my tomatoes. Alright, you can tell once I drained that, it really brought it down a little bit. These are whole tomatoes. So if you don't have home canned tomatoes, you could just buy whole tomatoes, canned tomatoes, or you can use diced. I just think this cooks up better so you don't just have tons of bits. I feel like store-bought diced tomatoes are very firm, and I like for this just to incorporate and kind of blend into my chili. So there's that. And our meat is done, and our onions. I'm going to move you around here where you can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my meat and my onions to this mix. The good old Cracker Barrel. This was a wedding present from maybe Jesse's Uncle Kenny, I'm not for sure. So whoever gave this to us as a wedding present, thank you. Alrighty. So then I'm just going to stir it all up. I'm going to just barely bring it up to a boil. And then cut it back and let it simmer on medium-low for about an hour. And the most important thing here is just to make sure that you are stirring the bottom of it continually, because chili will stick to the bottom really easily. I'm also kind of taking a minute to chop up some of those whole tomatoes so that they will cook down even faster and incorporate even more. And let me bring this over here to you, show you what it looks like. Okay, just got a little bit of everything in there. Some of those tomatoes are pretty big there. That's what I'm going to chop up really quick. Alrighty. So, that, here we go, is what I'm working with. I'm going to bring it up to boil for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to cut it back to medium-low and let it just slowly simmer for about an hour so all those flavors can really mix well. I will cook a batch of rice to go with it, and we usually do chili. Well, we put rice in the bottom of our bowl, and then we add some shredded cheese, and then chili on top, and then we'll add a little bit more shredded cheese, and then I usually add some sour cream too. It is some good stuff, some really good comfort food. So it'll be a while before this is ready. When it gets ready, I will show you what it looks like. Super yummy. And maybe this will motivate you to go make some kind of a cozy, yummy fall meal for your family too. So while I'm waiting for this to come up to a boil, I thought I would talk for a minute about what all our fall plans are for here in place. Fall is a great time to be planning some stuff. And I was going to try to make some videos of the things I'm going to be planning, but it has rained every day for the last week, so I haven't got to plan anything yet. But my plans are to, well, I planted herbs. I already made a video on that. I will be planting bulbs for some flower beds because fall is a great time to plant your bulbs. I will be planting a fall garden, which will be garlic, onions, carrots, lettuces, kale, spinach, maybe some potatoes. I'm researching that, maybe. I may have waited too late to do that, but we'll see. And I've been trying to find seed potatoes, and I can't seem to find any. Let's see here. Most importantly, the thing I'm most excited about and what I've been wanting to do for years, and I'm finally, this is it, it's going to happen, is I am going to be planting fruit trees, orchard. That's for sure. That's about to happen. As soon as the ground dries up, I have to go get soil test done to see if I need to amend anything. And then some blueberries. And I think that is it. Okay guys, it's been about an hour, and I will show you what the chili looks like. It's really cooked down and it has thickened up quite a bit. Let me show you that. Okay. So, if you can tell, it has thickened up quite a bit. Okay. And I have my rice done. Finally, am I like the only person that has a hard time cooking rice? I have the hardest time cooking rice, so no. So I really have to babysit it, but I have my rice cooked, so I am going to show you how we eat our chili. Is it weird? Yes. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm the only person I've ever met outside of our family that, other than our other family members, that eats chili with rice. But it is really good. It's a really great way to stretch a meal. You need to try it. It's so yummy together with cheese. You gotta add some cheese in there. So I'm going to throw this in a bowl, and I will show you what it looks like. Alright. So I'm going to add a spoonful of rice here. Okay. Some rice in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I'm going to add some some cheese on top of my rice. It's like some shredded cheese. Alrighty. So I've got my cheese. Got a good scoop of chili on top. Okay, so I have rice and then shredded cheese and then chili, which you can see here. Here we go. And I'm going to add in a little more cheese on top. And this is some relatively spicy chili, so I am going to add a little bit of sour cream here. And that is going to be super yummy. Alright, you guys have a good day. And there is our yummy pot of chili. It's really cooked down and looking good. Alrighty guys, that's it. I got my yummy little bowl of chili here, and I am going to go fix everyone else's plates, and talk to you next time. Bye!